Did you think you knew your country? Think again. Today, we're diving into 20 bizarre, little-known, and downright shocking facts about the United States. Facts that most Americans have never even heard of. Did you know there are over 5,000 ghost towns scattered across the United States? Once thriving hubs of activity, they are now completely deserted, like eerie time capsules from a bygone era, left behind. They're just sitting there, empty, forgotten. And here's why. Many of these towns were built around mines or railroads. Once those industries collapsed or routes changed, the towns were often abandoned overnight. Can you believe that in some American schools, geography isn't even a required subject for students? It's quite shocking. No wonder many students can't point out Japan on a map, or even identify their own state. And here's why. The U.S. education system is decentralized, with significant local control. States control their own curricula, and some simply don't prioritize geography education. Think Paris is just in France? Think again. The United States is full of surprises, and one of the most charming is the sheer number of towns named Paris. We're not just talking about one or two, there are more than 20 towns in America that share this iconic name. One of these American Parises, located in Texas, even boasts its own Eiffel Tower. But this isn't just any Eiffel Tower, it's topped with a giant cowboy hat, a quirky symbol that perfectly blends European elegance with American spirit. It's a testament to the unique cultural landscape of the United States, where different influences come together to create something entirely new. And here's why. Early settlers, often feeling a sense of nostalgia or admiration for their homelands, named towns after European cities they admired, or perhaps missed dearly from their heritage. It was a way to bring a piece of Europe to the New World, creating a sense of familiarity and connection to their past. Ever imagined getting behind the wheel at 14? In South Dakota, that's not just a dream, it's a legal reality. Yes, you can legally drive at just 14 years old in South Dakota. That's before you can vote, and even before you can legally drink coffee in school. It might sound unbelievable, but it's true. While most states require you to be at least 16 to get a driver's license, South Dakota has different rules. This early driving age raises eyebrows and sparks debates about safety and responsibility, but it's a deeply ingrained part of the state's culture and economy. And here's why. In rural states like South Dakota, where distances are vast and public transportation is limited, teenagers often play a crucial role in helping with farm work and other essential tasks. Early driving laws support agricultural life, allowing young people to contribute to their families and communities from a young age. It's a practical solution to the challenges of rural living. Can you imagine being the only person living in an entire town? It sounds like something out of a movie, but it's a real-life situation in Nebraska. There's a place called Monowi, and it has a population of exactly one. That's right, one single resident. Elsie Eiler is the sole inhabitant of Monowi, and she wears many hats. She lives there, runs the town library, and even acts as the mayor, taking on all the responsibilities that come with it. Every year, she dutifully votes for herself, ensuring that the town continues to exist, at least on paper. It's a remarkable story of resilience and dedication. And here's why. Everyone else moved away from Monowi over the years, seeking opportunities elsewhere. But Elsie Eiler chose to stay behind, determined to preserve the town's memory and prevent it from disappearing completely. She's a one-woman preservation society, keeping the spirit of Monowi alive for future generations. Picture this. You're driving through the state of Maine, surrounded by breathtaking natural beauty, towering pines, sparkling lakes, and a sense of tranquility that's hard to find anywhere else. But what you won't see are billboards. They're banned, completely. No ads cluttering the landscape, no flashing lights distracting from the scenery, just pure, unadulterated nature. And here's why. Maine passed a groundbreaking law in 1977, a visionary decision to ban billboards outright. The goal? To preserve its unspoiled natural landscapes, protect its scenic vistas, and promote tourism that thrives on the state's inherent beauty. Maine understood that its natural environment was its greatest asset, and they took decisive action to safeguard it for generations to come. This commitment to preserving natural beauty sets Maine apart, creating a unique and refreshing experience for visitors and residents alike. Let's rewind to 1960. Imagine a tiny garage, the humble beginnings of what would become a global pizza empire. That's where Domino's started. From those modest roots, Domino's has exploded in popularity. Today, they sell over 1 million pizzas every single day. That's a staggering number. But how did they achieve such phenomenal success? And here's why. Domino's laser focus on fast delivery became their signature. They understood that in a fast-paced world, convenience is king. But they didn't stop there. Domino's embraced tech innovation, pioneering online ordering, delivery tracking, and even experimenting with drone delivery. This commitment to technology transformed a local pizza shop into a global brand, revolutionizing the way we order and enjoy pizza. Their story is a testament to the power of innovation and a relentless focus on customer satisfaction. The Stars and Stripes, Old Glory, the Star-Spangled Banner. The U.S. flag is one of the most recognizable symbols in the world, but did you know its design hasn't always been the same? In fact, the U.S. flag has had 27 different designs throughout its history. Can you imagine? There was even a version with 15 stripes, a design that only lasted for a few years. So, what's the story behind all these changes? And here's why. Every time a new state joined the Union, the flag had to be updated to reflect the growing nation. The addition of new stars became a visual representation of America's expansion and its ever-evolving identity. This constant evolution resulted in 27 different versions over U.S. history, each one a snapshot of a particular moment in time. The story of the U.S. flag is a story of growth, change, and the enduring spirit of a nation. In the age of instant communication and doorstep delivery, it's easy to forget that not everyone enjoys the same level of convenience. In some rural American towns, the familiar sight of a mail carrier pulling up to your house is a distant dream. Mail isn't delivered to your home, you walk, or you wait patiently at the local post office. This might seem like an inconvenience, but it's a reality for many Americans living in remote areas. And here's why. In sparsely populated areas, home delivery is simply too expensive and inefficient for the United States Postal Service. The cost of reaching each individual household would be astronomical. To ensure that everyone receives their mail, the USPS makes residents pick up their own mail at designated locations, fostering a sense of community and self-reliance in these isolated corners of the country. It's a reminder that even in the 21st century, some traditions endure, and resourcefulness remains a necessity. Did you know that in some U.S. cities, you could buy a house for just $1? Yes, less than the price of a candy bar. Cities like Detroit and Gary, Indiana, offered homes for a single dollar as part of urban recovery programs. And here's why. The $1 homes were part of initiatives to encourage people to return, renovate, and revive abandoned neighborhoods. You've heard of the Liberty Bell, right? But did you know that this national treasure contains a spelling mistake carved in metal? It spells Pennsylvania with just one N. And here's why. Back in the 1700s, spelling wasn't standardized, and the single N was actually an accepted variation at the time. Imagine a serene lake, nestled amidst a vibrant forest reflecting the clear blue sky. Now what if I told you there's a lake in the US that vanishes every single year, almost as if by magic? It's not due to some catastrophic flood nor a prolonged drought that saps its lifeblood. It just drains away like a bathtub, disappearing without a trace. It's called Lost Lake in Oregon, a name that seems fitting given its disappearing act. And every spring as the snow melts and the surrounding landscape awakens, the water mysteriously disappears down a giant hole in the ground. It's a natural phenomenon that has baffled and intrigued people for generations, and here's why. The lake sits above a lava tube, a relic of ancient volcanic activity, forming a subterranean tunnel that acts like a natural drain. This geological quirk allows the lake to replenish during the wet seasons and then gracefully vanish when the water level reaches a certain point, only to return again year after year in an endless cycle of disappearance and rebirth. The earth beneath our feet is constantly shifting, a slow and powerful dance of tectonic plates. Over 80% of earthquakes in the U.S. happen in just one state, California. From minor tremors that barely register to significant jolts that rattle buildings, the Golden State is no stranger to seismic activity. Most go unnoticed, a subtle reminder of the forces at play deep within the earth, until they don't. And here's why. California sits on the infamous San Andreas Fault, not just any fault, but one of the most active and closely monitored seismic zones in the world. This massive fracture in the Earth's crust marks the boundary between the Pacific and North American plates, where they grind against each other, building up immense pressure. This pressure eventually releases in the form of earthquakes, shaping the landscape and reminding us of the raw power of nature. The fault is a complex network of interconnected fractures, a web of geological tension that makes California a hotbed for seismic events. The White House, a symbol of American democracy and power, stands proudly in Washington, D.C., But did you know the White House wasn't always white? Its story is intertwined with conflict and resilience, a testament to the nation's enduring spirit. It got its color after being burned down, in a deliberate act of destruction by the British forces during the War of 1812. The attack was a significant blow to the young nation, a stark reminder of its vulnerability. And here's why. After it was burned in 1814, the walls were left scarred and blackened by the flames. To conceal the extensive fire damage and restore the building's appearance, the exterior walls were covered in white paint. This practical solution had an unexpected consequence. The color stuck, becoming a defining feature of the presidential residence. Over time, the white facade became synonymous with the White House, a symbol of purity, strength, and the enduring legacy of American history. Can you believe there's a tree in America that legally owns itself? Not the land around it, the actual tree owns itself. It's in Athens, Georgia, and even has a legal deed granting it self-ownership. And here's why. According to legend, a man named William Jackson deeded the tree to itself in the early 1800s. The largest Hindu temple outside India isn't in London. It's in New Jersey. And it's breathtaking. And here's why. America's Indian immigrant population has grown rapidly, especially in New Jersey, leading to large-scale cultural projects like this temple. Over 70% of Americans have never visited their capital. D.C. remains a mystery to most. And here's why. Travel to D.C. can be expensive, and it's not always emphasized in schools as a key place to visit. You thought Prohibition ended in 1933? Not everywhere. Some American towns still ban alcohol today. And here's why. Some counties kept local prohibition laws after 1933 due to religious or cultural beliefs, and never reversed them. In the age of smartphones and AI, some U.S. schools still use chalkboards and fax machines. Yes, really. And here's why. Government and education systems are slow to modernize. Some still rely on legacy tech for legal or logistical reasons. So, how many of these facts did you know? Which one shocked you the most? Tell us in the comments. And remember, this is just the beginning. Subscribe for more facts that America never told you.